morning, everyone. This is Billy from the tech office here at Marysville Schools, and wanted to address a couple of things today. This is going to be part one of a two-part series on recording Zoom meetings and the controls that are available to you and where those recordings are stored and how to get to them and everything else. And then we're also going to address how to change the location that those recordings are going to, so that they potentially won't need to necessarily reside on your individual device. We're going to get started here with the first part of this, and I wanted to demonstrate to you the actual Zoom app that's on your device. If you have connected to a meeting before as a staff member, just using the app and being able to see the gallery view, that's the kicker. If you can see the gallery view, you have the app. And no, our students do not have access to it currently. That could possibly change at some point, but right now that is blocked for the students. So there are a few controls that the app provides that you don't get through the web interface, one being the gallery view, and then two, there is some functionality within the app that you can tell it, hey, I would like for you to put my recordings that I do of these meetings in a certain place and all that jazz. So we're going to demonstrate that here first. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start a meeting. I'm going to go ahead and just kick off this one that I have regularly scheduled, and I'm going to notice that it comes up here. And by the way, I am on a Macintosh computer right now, a MacBook, but the interface here is much the same that you're going to see on a Windows PC. The windows may look slightly different though. I believe on a Windows PC, these two buttons are flip-flopped, where the openzoom.us is on one side, or Open Zoom app, and then the cancel button is on the other side. So nonetheless, you're going to do the one that says openzoom.us or Open Zoom app. We're going to click on that, and you're going to notice that something's going to change. It's going to give you a little pop-up, and it's going to say, do you want to sign in? And I need to actually end the meeting that I just started, but I knew that was a good way to trigger the Zoom app. So I'm going to end that meeting, and you'll notice the little pop-up thing. Oh, hey, there is an update available. If you have not done this update, I would recommend doing that. I'm going to do mine just a little bit later. And you'll notice here we have two options, join a meeting or sign in. For you as a staff member, we're going to click sign in, and we're going to use the sign in with Google option. If you are an elementary teacher, you could potentially use the sign in with SSO option, but it's probably easiest just to do the sign in with Google, and you're already in there on your Google session with Chrome, and it should automatically connect you to the app. So normally you're going to get dumped into a screen that looks like this. And it is reminding me at the top of the page here that a new version is available, which I'll update a little bit later here. But I did want to show you where the settings are located. So in the app, we have a settings icon up here, the little gear. We're going to click on that. And let me pull that window back into view. And there's a couple of different options that we're going to show you here. Two main ones are going to be one in the general. I like to have this show my meeting duration checkmarked, so that at the top of your meeting window, it actually shows you the duration of the meeting that you're in. And then the second thing that we're going to address is under the recording tab here on the right-hand side. There is obviously a lot more settings within this app that we could explore, and that's for a later day. But today, let's hit the recording tab. And you're going to notice at the top here that it shows store my recordings at. Well, for me right now, it's sitting in my documents folder, all right? I don't want it to go there. What I would like for it to do is I would like for that recording to not go to my documents folder, but to be placed right into my Google Drive. Because that way I don't have to spend the time afterwards taking that file and moving it to Google Drive on my own. So what I'm going to do is I am going to select my icon here where it says users, Billy Rulin, documents, blah, 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 blah. On a Windows PC, you have two options here. You have an open or show, and then you also have a choose button. You're going to click the choose button on a Windows PC, which is going to bring up your file explorer. And then from there, you can drill down to your Google Drive file stream, which is what I'm going to do. and then into my drive, and then I'm going to use a folder that I have called District Videos, and then I have a folder here called Tutorial Videos. So I want this to always save straight to my Google Drive into this Tutorial Videos folder, and all I have to do is hit Choose. And at that point, it has now changed that, and that setting will hold for you for the remainder. Okay? So, some of you may have this one selected, this checkbox, choose a location to save the recording after the meeting ends. You can uncheck that if you're going to tell it by default, I want it to go to this folder. The next one is record a separate audio file for each participant. I do not recommend that. Zoom, by default, automatically creates a second audio file for you, or a second file in that folder for an audio file that you will that you'll be able to have in case you need it. Obviously, some students are on rural internet, and if you're recording these to put up on YouTube or on Google Drive to share with those students, downloading the video can take a lot of time on those connections, where with an audio file, at least they're going to get the audio piece of it, and then if they need to consult the video, they could at a later time. Next one would be optimized for third-party video editor. You don't need to worry about that. You can leave that unchecked. Add a timestamp to the recording. That's total user preference. If you want to, you could, and it would put a timestamp then on the recording somewhere in the window. Record video during screen sharing. You definitely want that, especially if you are going to have your screen up there and you want to be able to be seen and have the students see you as you demonstrate. So, and then you can also say place the video next to the shared screen in the recording. That's a good one to check mark. And then keep temporary recording files. I don't recommend that. That's just going to cloud your device, your laptop. I would definitely, at this point, leave that unchecked and let it dump those temporary files after it has recorded them and save them to your Google Drive. So, that in a nutshell right now, part 1 of our 2-part series here on using Zoom meetings and how to save your recording straight to Google Drive. This part was about using the Zoom app. Next part will be actually physically recording the meeting. I'll be right back with you at part 2. Thanks for watching, guys.